somebody dropped me this video, which I had not seen. And if you listen to the words of this song, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to get the transcript because I don't know how much of this video that I can play without it being copyrighted. As far as rap goes, it's not bad. And I think Tom MacDonald is a very creative and talented individual. He's really good at his craft, but he's conveying himself in a completely different way in this video than he's conveying himself in other videos. And I will give you a couple of examples, but let's just pick out some good stuff because people are constantly saying, you're a black pillar. All you got is something negative to say. Is there anything good in this world? Well, there's some positive stuff going on in this video. Let's take a look at it.
I'm the one that you hate.
I'm gonna have to stop it every now and then and maybe just read the words because I'm sure that there's going to be some kind of copyright thing stuck to this.
For making America great, and I'm the one who's trying to build back better. We ain't the same. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so you got a guy in the blue shirt, a blue hoodie, and you got a guy in a red hoodie. So you got the guy on the right representing Republicans. You got the guy on the left representing Democrats. He's talking about, hey, there's this left versus right paradigm lie that causes us to divide, this me versus you. It's causing me to hate you and you to hate me. That's true. That's what politics is. In its essence, politics is inherently divisive. We've talked about this a lot. You can't have politics and no division. That's what politics is. It's like what you can't separate wet and water. You can't separate heat and fire. Politics is divisive. So he says, I'm the one that you hate for making America great, and I'm the one who's trying to build back better. We ain't the same. Yeah, you're right. There's a difference. Y'all are woke and we're awake. What a joke. Does white privilege have something to say? Your president drove the country into the ground. The crime rate is through the roof. There ain't no jobs to be found. Inflation is going up. My kids need food in their mouths. And you put the fake news on every TV screen in my house. Take the talking points. So he masterfully, I might add, takes the talking points of the Democrats against Trump, throws it back in the Republicans' face. Now the Republican retort, oh, you know what? I didn't even notice this. For the most part, right now, he's using logical, sound arguments for the Republican side. And the Republicans do have rational sounding, logical, common sense talking points. Whereas the Democrats come back at you with, no, we got to put tampons in the boys' bathroom and all that kind of stuff. That's so stupid and crazy. It's like, we're talking about all this stuff. Why don't we pull the carpet out from under it and defund that kind of nonsense? First of all, defund wars, the prison industrial complex, the military industrial complex, and the big pharma industrial complex. And how you can do that is revert back to a sound money. And I'm not saying necessarily go back to a gold and silver standard, because I don't think there's enough gold to cover for $35 trillion worth of debt. And if you count unfunded liabilities, it's more like $220 trillion worth of debt. But we should as a country get together and go, guess what? We're not paying the interest on the national debt because we don't owe the international bankers anything. We're going to go ahead and start from scratch right now. And we're going to institute sound money that actually is pegged to something that's worthwhile. That's something that takes time and energy and effort to get out of the ground and go into the smelting plant and heat up and wipe off the dross and make into a coin. Things that are actually worth value, not this printing of currency or putting zeros and ones in people's bank accounts. So it sounds to me like Tom MacDonald is putting better arguments on the right-leaning side as opposed to the left-leaning side, but he probably won't talk about, and I guarantee you he doesn't talk about, that both sides are controlled by the puppet masters who are making this whole show go.
Making those excuses. You think anyone who don't agree with you is just a bigot. You're a fat.
Yeah, no, I agree, Duke, because I've got that pulled up right here. He supports this puppet clown. He supports this puppet clown who does nothing but 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, foment the division between Republicans and Democrats, Americans versus Americans, on behalf of the Zio elite. That's what this guy is all about. That's what his shtick is. So you got Tom MacDonald aligning with this guy who foments division while he makes a song decrying division and exposing the horrors of division. Yeah, that's so good. That is so good. They put you on the left, they put you on the right, tell you what to hate, and they tell you who to fight till you're screaming. Actually, a lie. My president is draining the swamp. Are you going to Tom, I mean, if you watch this video, and I doubt you are, you're one of those whales. I'm just a little microplankton in the sea of life. But did Trump really drain the swamp? Are you going to tell me it's consistent with draining the swamp when you put a Goldman Sachs guy in there, a Zio lifer as the Treasury Secretary? Are you going to tell me it's draining the swamp when you put a warmonger, Mike Pompeo, as Secretary of State, John Bolton? I know he later fired Bolton, but you know, there's so many people that he filled the swamp with, and now so many more people he's filling the swamp with the second time around. They ain't no draining. He has rubber cemented the drain plug into the bathtub. He's filling it. It's overflowing into Washington's district of criminals and through this whole land. So that's just fallacy. It's just falsehood.
Open the border for one and all. Now there's murderers and criminals evading the law. Walking right into America, our safety is gone. Well,
speaking of murderers and criminals evading the law, how about the counterfeit currency ring going on? We're not going to address that. That's what empowers immigration. That's what empowers this thing. You really, actually, you don't want Trump building a wall. If you're an American, think about this. You don't want Trump building a wall because one day you might want to leave America and then you're not going to be able to because there's this wall that's in your way. The wall is not just, they don't want to build this wall just to keep people out. They want to build this wall to keep you and I in. And then they want this to be a surveillance wall to where nobody can get close to it. I don't want to be boxed in. Do you? I don't want to be in a wall. I don't want to have to submit to some geographic boundary because some political parasite says that I'm illegal if I cross over to the other side. Who has the right? What human being has the right to declare you illegal anyway? If these people come across the border, one of the major reasons they're incentivized to come across the border is because the Federal Reserve is issuing money and throwing it into Democrat and Republican bank accounts. And these Democrats and Republicans are distributing it to the states, and the states are dangling the carrot of the free Obama phone, and we'll give you free housing, and we'll give you a job when you get over here. Don't worry about it. We'll make sure that your way is nice and safe. When you incentivize people, they're going to come. It's a better country than on a lot of levels as far as freedom, as far as conveniences than Mexico anyway, for the most part. And people are going to want to come anyway. But you want to accelerate that? Hey, tell them they're going to get some free money. So those are basically expressions of freedom of speech, which Republicans have a problem with. Matter of fact, Trump has such a problem with you burning the flag that he wants you to go to jail for 12 months for burning an American flag that was ... wait for it, ironically, made in China. If you're not free to burn an American flag, you're not free. Is it advisable to live in America and burn the American flag? Probably not. Probably not advisable. You'll probably incur the ire of a whole lot of people. I think it's a stupid thing. I wouldn't do it. I don't have a desire to do it. But do you have an unalienable right to do it? Well, according to the Declaration of Independence, and who pays attention to that? Yeah, you got the unalienable right to do that. It falls under the First Amendment, freedom of speech. It is a speech issue. So basically, Donald Trump is saying, hey, I'm going to throw your butt into a rape cage if you dare burn the American flag. You shouldn't do that. Really? Who did I harm? Who did I threaten? Whose property did I damage? It's my flag. I can do whatever I want with it. Trump says no. That's called being a tyrant. Seeing how much truth that he's, I didn't even have it up on the screen. It's interesting how much truth that he's throwing up there. Very interesting.
Don't talk. All you got is mean tweets. Free speech. Call the cops. Dog, you defunded the police.
Harmful content says the problem isn't the illegal immigrants. It's the politicians giving them unfair and unjust treatment. They are training us to hate them by doing that when we should hate them. Very good. Very, very good. Everybody read that post on the screen. That is a good way. That is a succinct and clear way to put that. The politicians are creating policies and going on fake stream media to try to get us to hate our fellow human beings who just happen to not be from this country, but they're still fellow human beings, when we should be directing our laser focused attention on the politicians who are creating all the problems. You don't come up with solutions by putting your hand into the basket of problems and hoping that the thing that's going to come out is going to solve the problem that the basket created. It doesn't work like that. Let us do evil that good may come is basically what you're saying. Let us turn to the evil ones and maybe they'll formulate a plan that'll bring some good into the world. And I hate it when they sprinkle truth and a whole bunch of lies, or they sprinkle, a whole bunch of truth with a little bit of lies. It makes it more deceptive. Matter of fact, the more truth you have sprinkled with a little bit of lies, the more deceptive it becomes, because if you add any amount of lie to the truth, it becomes a lie. I don't know what part of this people don't understand. They're always going to throw you a bone. They're always going to make it look like, hey, this is a good guy in the cabinet. Oh, we can relax. This guy's not a Zio puppet. Oh man, this is so good. They want you to relax. They want you to be calm. They want you to just accept what they do. They want you to look for the bright spots. They know that you're going to make a bunch of excuses for your guy, for your gal. You know how many hundreds of excuses people will come up with to make sure that they stay in the cult of personality for Kamala and Joe Biden and Barack Obama? A gazillion excuses. It's no different on the right side of the left versus right paradigm lie. We got to get this through our thick skulls and let it drop down into our hearts. Freedom, but all we get is free doom. I mean, the guy's got a knack for words. In my opinion, I think the guy is talented. They aim to rule us. You have to understand that. They aim to weed us out, take a lot of us out, because we're cramping their style, we're breathing their air, we're using their resources, and they can't have that. They just need you for the tax cattle so that you can generate income for them through taxation, so you can be fleeced at the end of the year.
They put you on the right, they tell you what to hate, then they tell you who to fight till you're screaming.
Yeah, so while he says this, he also does this facts don't care about your feelings stuff with Ben Shapiro, where he drives the wedge of division further into the political landscape as he pretends like he's against that. But he's part of that system. He's made himself a part of that system. I would love for Tom MacDonald to step away from that nonsense, but it's his bread and butter. When you can generate clicks and get views by being a hypocrite, there's a lot of truth in this song right here, but it's all couched in hypocrisy, which pollutes the whole well. It's like, how much arsenic do you want in your gallon of water? It's like, I want no arsenic, because as soon as I drink it, I could be sick and then be subject to internal bleeding and then die. I don't want any arsenic. No arsenic or cyanide in my gallon jug of water, thank you. You try to drink a gallon every day, but I don't want any arsenic or cyanide in that. Okay, just a drop. Just a drop. It's like, how much of a lie do you want interjected with the truth that you're trying to tell?